Medical compatibility is a must for a healthy marriage, for a fruitful marriage, and for a happy marriage. If you want to enjoy a healthy marriage, a fruitful marriage, and a happy marriage, then you must be medically compatible with your partner. Hello and welcome to my channel. I teach Christians, both singles and married, how to build and enjoy the kingdom marriage God has designed for us, His children, in redemption. So, if you are interested in laying hold of this covenant right you have in redemption, hit the subscribe button below and put on the notification bell so you're notified every time I share a new video. Today it's a serious issue. Yes, that is why I'm sitting at the table, because I have my notes right in front of me, so I don't murder the big terms I'm going to be using on today's episode. And first of all, I'm not a doctor, but all what I'm going to be sharing today is from a place of personal researches and findings, even my own personal experience. Here we are looking at medical compatibility. Medical compatibility for a healthy marriage. If you want to have a marriage that is free of health issues and challenges, then you want to check for your medical compatibility. I know we are children of God and we believe in divine health, we believe in divine healing. But that is God's part. God has promised us, His children, in His word, that if we serve Him, that He will bless our bread and our water. He will take away sickness from the midst of us. He said, none of us will have a miscarriage and none of us will be barren in the land. For all this to find practical fulfillment in our life, we have our own part that we must play. Being medically compatible goes a long way in helping married couples prevent the transmission of diseases from one partner to another, or from the parents to the children that they'll be having in the marriage. Also, you want to have enough information concerning your partner's health status so that you are able to get proper medical care on time if there is any need for it. You have to know the things that are on the table concerning the health of your partner and your health status, so as to be able to plan and prepare to avoid unnecessary and a lot of problems later in marriage. Our Father in the Lord, Bishop David Oyedepo, says God gave us sense so that we can give Him rest. Any faith that puts all the responsibility on God alone is an irresponsible faith. So today on this episode, I'll be sharing with us 5 crucial areas you need to be medically compatible with your partner for you to enjoy a healthy, fruitful, and a happy marriage. And guys, I'm talking from experience too. This has helped me in my own marriage. So the first area you should check for your medical compatibility is in your genotype. Yes, a lot of people in this age and century don't still know their genotypes. Full grown adults don't know their genotype. You that is listening, watching me right now, do you know your genotype? You are supposed to know your genotype. You are also supposed to know the genotype of that person you are in a relationship with, trying to enter marriage with. There are genotypes that are not compatible. And the result of genotype incompatibility results in a condition that is known as sickle cell disease. This is a disease that is passed from the parents to their children through their genes. So you want to know if you are a carrier of this sickle cell disease. If you are a carrier of an S or a C in your genotype, you are not supposed to marry anybody who has an S or a C in their genotype. You must marry someone that is AA. You want to be sure which genotype you are, and you want to be sure the genotype your partner has, because the genotype both of you have is going to affect the children you are going to give birth to in your marriage. If you both are carriers of the sickle cell disease, there are high chances that you are going to pass the sickle cell disease one of your child. So, guys, you want to check for this. In the church, we have seen all kinds of miracles, God changing SS to AA. If you're believing God that God actually heals and can change your partner's genotype from SS to AA, my dear, wait, let it happen first before you go into marriage. Don't marry him until God has performed that miracle in your life before going into marriage. Until their genotype is changed. If you don't have the faith for the miracle to happen, then there's no need marrying someone who is a carrier of sickle cell disease, not an S, not a C. If you are already having an S or a C in your genotype, you don't need to put your children, your unborn children, through this unnecessary suffering, all because of your ignorance or your selfishness. It will drain you emotionally, financially. So you want to check for this and be sure that you are compatible. This is the first area, to be compatible in your genotype. Now, the second area you want to check for your medical compatibility with your partner before going into marriage is in the area of resource compatibility. This is done by checking for your blood group. A lot of us don't know our blood groups, we don't know our resource factor. When you check for your blood group, your resource factor is also revealed to you when you do this test. You need to be compatible with your partner in your resource in order to have stress-free pregnancies and having children in marriage. Resource incompatibility leads to resource disease, which is a condition in which the antibodies in the blood of the pregnant mother starts killing the blood cells of the baby she's carrying in her womb, which often leads to intrauterine deaths, miscarriages. Because if a woman is resource negative and she's married to a man who is positive in his resource, the first pregnancy will not have a problem. She will give birth to the baby safely and the baby will be okay. But the problem starts with subsequent pregnancies. She will always be having miscarriages because of her resource incompatibility with her child, which is from the husband whose resource is positive. So her antibodies in her blood will be destroying the baby's blood cells that she's carrying, thereby causing miscarriages, series of miscarriages, except she does something about it. Medically, science has provided solution to this issue, but you are supposed to be aware so that you avoid them on time. You are not going to the stage of having miscarriages one, two, three times before you know what is happening. If you are aware that you are negative and then your husband is positive, before it gets to that stage, you'll be given an injection that will help your body not to make those antibodies that will be killing your baby's blood cells. So this is why you have to be aware. This resource compatibility is mainly for the benefit of the mother, for her to have successful pregnancies and deliver safely. A lot of people are so ignorant of all this. They are not even aware of their resource factor. They are not aware of their genotype. They are not aware of their blood group. They just marry anybody, and then few years into the marriage, they are having miscarriages or miscarriages, looking like witches from your village are after you. They don't want you to have children. Meanwhile, it's because of these issues of incompatibility between you and your partner medically. That is why you are having all those unnecessary challenges in the journey of your fruitfulness. The third area you want to check for medical compatibility, you have to check to be sure that you and your partner, you are not HIV positive or you are not carrying STDs, STIs, because in marriage we are going to be having sex. And when you are having sex in marriage with your partner, it is out of trust. You are not going to be suspicious of your partner. You are going to release yourself, your body to them 100%. You want to be sure that this person is healthy, is clean, is not going to be transferring diseases or infections to you, and you are not going to be transferring diseases and infection to them. If you check for them and you have any of them or he has any of them, now you are aware. You can now prepare and plan. If you still want to get married to him or her, you can take the necessary precautions. You can also seek medical care on time before it gets to a terminal stage. You can also take preventive measures that will help you not get infected or not infecting your partner. So both of you go for the proper medical care and attention you need to get rid of those infections before you get married. Or you may decide not to go ahead with the marriage, fine. But if you decide to continue with the marriage despite those medical revelations, then you will be prepared and you'll be able to plan for how you are going to enjoy your marriage with someone who is infected with any of those diseases, and prevent you from getting infected and transferring these infections to your children, because some of these infections can be transferred to our children during pregnancy. Yes, you can transfer HIV to children if you are not aware that you are HIV positive and you are pregnant. So you have to be aware first of all, so that whatever it is, you can prepare and plan to take care of yourself and take care of the situation before going into the marriage. Another area to check for medical compatibility before going into marriage with your partner is checking for chronic medical and mental diseases. There are a lot of them. You want to check for chronic medical and mental diseases. Most of them are life threatening, most of them are for a lifetime. So you want to be sure that the person you are getting married to is not suffering from one of these chronic medical diseases or mental diseases. Even though we have this covenant of healing, you still need to be aware of you and your partner medical status, so that if there's anything that needs medical attention, you are able to get the medical attention on time before it gets to a life-threatening stage. You are able to, believe God for that miracle of healing before you go into the marriage, because conditions most of the time will require a lifelong commitment of care. You have to be aware to know if it is something you will able to do or not, so you can decide whether or not you are going into the marriage. Some of them are to check for these things so that you don't go and marry someone who is carrying one of these chronic diseases, and few years into the marriage you are burdened with a partner that is very sick. and your life is altered, you can be transferred to your children. Your children can inherit them. If you don't want your children inheriting such diseases, then it's better you avoid getting married to someone who has one or any of these mental disorders. You want to go and enjoy marriage, then you want to be aware of the medical conditions of your partner to know if they are healthy, if they are fit for you to enjoy marriage with them, not enduring marriage with them. God heals all type of sicknesses, and I've seen it happen over and over again. And you have that faith that can move mountains. Fine, let that faith work first before you get married to them. Yes, let that healing happen. Or else, when you go into the marriage with them, despite their medical condition, be prepared for that lifelong commitment of care that you are going to be giving to them. So the fifth way to check for medical compatibility before going into marriage with your partner is in the area of fertility. Yes, fertility is a very sensitive topic because we are children of God and we believe that God gives children, and that is very true. He has promised us that we shall not be barren, and so because God gives children, I'm settled. It's okay. I'll get married and I will have children, and this is okay. This is right. Having this fit. But guys, you have to play your part in ensuring that get them when you want to, when you are ready to have them. I've seen God give children to women without wombs, women with blocked fallopian tubes, give children to people who have no sperm counts and all manner of medical impossibilities. But God bypassing all this protocol and still delivering these children to his people. So there's nothing God cannot do. But you won't have that kind of faith. You have the school of thought that when you get married, the first year you want to start dropping your children one after the other. You are not interested in adoption. You want to have your own children by your own self. Then you want to check for fertility. Don't go and be committing fornication like people of the world do because they want to be sure that their partner is fertile. They go and start engaging in premarital sex, waiting to see until you get pregnant. If you are not pregnant, we are not getting married. You can imagine we in the kingdom, we are not permitted to check for fertility like that. That is fornication. That is sin. The marriage bed is not supposed to be defiled until we are married. As Christians, how do we check for fertility? You go for tests. There are tests that can be done on both partners to ascertain the viability of the sperm, the viability of the eggs, to check if fallopian tubes are blocked, check if there are any form of hormonal imbalance, stuff like that. There are tests that can be carried out to ascertain that this person is fertile, is okay, there's no problem anywhere, and there's no particular gender that is the sole custodian of fertility. The woman is not solely responsible for having children. Infertility issues can result both from the man or from the woman. So when you're going for the test, both the man and the woman are carrying out the test. They are checking everybody to be sure that everybody is okay. And then if you go and check, carry out this test to check for all these things and you discover one or two challenges here and there, then you can get adequate medical attention, medical care that will take care of those issues immediately, that nothing stands in the way of your fruitfulness when you get married. So this is why this is important. You are checking so that if there's anything, you can sort them out on time and be ready. You are taking away every obstacle on the way so that God plays his part in your marriage. And lastly, guys, to activate what it takes for you to sustain a healthy marriage. You have enjoyed a healthy marriage so far, guys. This is my testimony. An act of sound health, of divine health is real. It is at work in my life and in my family. These 11 years of marriage, I've enjoyed a healthy marriage because we have engaged the secret of divine health. It is there in the word of God. It says, if you serve me, I will bless your bread and your water. I will take sickness from the midst of you. None shall be barren and none shall miscarry. So this is what we have been doing since we got married because we want to enjoy a healthy marriage, a healthy family. We have been serving God. So, guys, it is not enough that you are compatible medically with your partner, but to enjoy this divine health and a healthy marriage, you have to be committed to serving God and the interest of his kingdom. Thank you, fam, for watching today's episode. I'm sure that you have been blessed. You have learned a lot from today's teaching. Don't forget to subscribe to the notification bell also so that you're notified every time I share a new video. Please, if this is helpful, share it to one or two of your friends that are in relationship, save them a whole lot of stress and pain when they get married. Give us a like, and if there are other medical checks that I did not mention, please drop them in the comments so that we can go through them and learn. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye, and God bless you.